Brother Njundu, how are you? Okay. Please let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Please let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I'm just waiting for confirmation that you can hear me loud and clear. Then I can start this brief reaction. Okay, I take it that you can hear me loud and clear. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mohammed Fai, thank you. Assalamu alaikum. It's me, Suleiman Ben Sware, coming on Facebook Live for the Open Gambia platform. I want to have a reaction to Dr. Ceesay's comments, brazen comments for that matter, and personal attacks on individuals and the government of Senegal. The reason I'm coming out, I think it's just to raise the concerns Gambians should have. What is leading Dr. Ceesay, who is supposed to be the government's information minister, to continue attacking individuals personally, and by extension, attacking many other peoples within society? His obsession attacking chemo, this is not about chemo, but it's what it represents. That some person or persons did not have an academic degree, then they are worthless in contributing in the governance of a nation, a governance of a nation. And the other point is to point to the fact that as a minister, he's gone so low to bring out personal issues, allegations, fabrications against the characters of people in the opposition. And more so, we look at brief why this government is always hostile to Senegalese administration. Why this government is always hostile to Senegalese administration. Let me start from the personal attacks. You know, it tells you a lot when people speak. It tells you of their mindset, but it tells you about the environment they keep. For a communications minister to sit on a platform and pointing out fingers, insulting women, that a particular woman is a call girl, that's mean calling a Gambian citizen, calling a Gambian woman who is participating in politics, who is in the opposition, calling that person a prostitute. That's what he's saying, a call girl. That's all the communication minister have to come out and tell us. Attacking Gambian, that a Gambian that is not, the person is not fit to serve in governance because they cannot or they did not achieve an academic degree. Let's come to the academic degree. You know, that tells you the environment he keeps. Gossip environment. That tells you people that control him. Let's talk about that academic base. For a political science student, John Major, a British Prime Minister, never steps into a university. Never steps into a university. And he was he became a finance minister and become a prime minister. John Major. That's just to point to him being this thing talking about a degree. He can't understand, he doesn't even understand academic qualifications and people's performance. Hence, he spoke up on politics. We'll get to details of that in a minute. To call as a minister to sit on a platform that can be termed as a national platform, because most people listen to or watch Peter Gomez than they watch GRTS. And I'm going on that platform to attack citizens because they are your political rivals. But going to the point of insulting them. And the worst is, because of doctor did not have the audacity to call the person's name. Now, speculation would be around almost many women in the opposition. This is what it's doing. I am very disappointed with Peter. I am very disappointed with Peter. And I made a statement, and someone reminded me of the statement. For a journalist, for government politicians to frequent and love and at ease with your platform, I mean, you have to be very critical then and think about why are these people very comfortable on Peter's platform. For for Ismaila Ceesay to make this statement, and Peter just let it slide. It's an insult. And to make it and address it to the opposition, to women in the opposition for that matter, because of now, many people would be speculating who it is, which cannot be determined as a statement of fact. Because we know in our culture, if we want to degrade women, people that degrade women, the biggest insult is to call them prostitute. The biggest insult is call them a prostitute. These are people's mothers, people's sisters, people's aunties, and so on. And for state ministers to sit there in front of Peter, and Peter let that to slide. And for Peter to let Ceesay said these things about the opposition, but could not remind Ismaila that you were part of the opposition, and you were saying worse to President Barrow than these people have. The people you are attacking now have said to President Barrow. What does that make you? What does that make you? You came out and you form a party with your compatriots as an opposition. And you made all those statements. You made all those statements against the government, against President Barrow. More damning statements. Now your compatriots in the opposition are saying the same statements. You are attacking them personally. What does that say about Ismaila? Why Peter is not following up with questions to tackle him for these things that he's making? Statements, personal attacks he's making on people. Especially when he refused to name these people he's attacking. Even to insinuate. I think Peter's platform should be greater than that. I think Peter should know better than that. Now, For Ismaila, that tells the people who sit, for him to call himself an intellectual, but this is the discourse he can carry. This is the discourse he can carry. Personal attacks. You know what that tells you? He's agitated. He's frustrated because of the accountability meant to him. Because it's very obvious. For the short period he had in politics, we know the content he have created against Barrow and Barrow's government. Now he's turning to be the mouthpiece of Barrow, to be an attack dog for Barrow. This person called Barrow a clueless person. Now you're serving him, praising him, and lying for him. But again, just shows you the lack of intelligence and smartness in Dr. Ceesay. For Dr. Ceesay to attack people, lack of academic certification, I'll say certification, tells you that he is attacking Barrow. And he's continuing to attack Barrow. Because Barrow have not even attempted to gain a degree. He's attacking Sidinjai. He's attacking most of the people around Barrow. He's attacking Fabakary Tombongeta. He's attacking many people around Barrow. But he's not seeing it that way. Because what Ismaila have proven, that he will do anything to live a certain lifestyle. And in Ismaila's head, he's thinking himself as an elite. I mean elite in a negative term, not elite in a progressive term. There's nothing wrong with elitism if it's in a progressive term. The people that come up and lead and effect change and progress society. But no, he's an elite that would be a leech, sucking onto, the populace, the citizens' blood to attain a certain lifestyle. And as we said, if people go to Ismaila's background, Ismaila doesn't even know people that know him. That's the sad thing, that he doesn't think about it. I know Ismaila's grandmother, a very respected part of the community that served our community, that impacted our community, and the grandmother have never attempted to enter a classroom. I know Ismaila's mom. She was my teacher. In terms far older than us, but in the same street we grow up in, we call her a sister. And very respectful, who have impact, and the time she impact most, she didn't have an academic degree. She impacted. And I can tell you, the mom would not be proud of hearing Ismaila saying what he says. I still remember the mom coming back to the streets in Bakau from Birkama. Ismaila's mom would stop at every household to greet, especially to our household, my mom. If she would make it, because that's the society, community she come from, where our elders, where humans are respected, where our relationships are cherished. The parents, Ismaila parents, I don't know the dad. Ismaila cousins, uncles, and aunties, we all grow up and live together. They will not be proud of what Ismaila is doing. But Ismaila's background, it will be counterproductive to come and attack his background. I know when I post the word response, some people were expecting, oh, Ben is going to spill beans. No. I am above that. I am above that. I'll leave it to his compatriots, people of his level, to come and spill those beans. But for fact is, he have proven in public records, which is more damning, when he was celebrated by young people, celebrated by many people, believing that he's got an academic credence and believing that he's got those professional, he's got those values as an academic who really loves his people, love his country, patriotic, and want to see the betterment of them. No, he have proven the contrary. He have proven and shown Gambian who he is. I remember when CA was being formed, many young people asked for my opinion. I said to them, the guy was not ready. I said, there's a lot to be tested. And that's the best way I could have put it. And he have proven the doubters. In minute he had an opportunity, he have proven that his life in politics is about to be seen as an elite, seen as a rich person. He will do anything. But again, to reference to him, the worst politicians are the educated politicians that will commit these crimes. Hitler surrounded himself with the best scientists. Hitler. Idi Amin, any creature, Pol Pot, and all those creatures, they surrounded themselves with people like Dr. Ceesay, who valued the certification, but did not hold the values of education, no wisdom, no integrity. They will do anything. They will support genocide of their own people. People today supporting the president of Tanzania, killing. I tell you, Dr. Ceesay will do that. Dr. Ceesay will support Barrow to do that. People think the Dusanos are our problem. No, the Dr. Ceesays are our problem. Just as those people who were around Jammeh with their certifications. I don't call them education. No educated person will behave like this. No educated or smart person, in fact, smart politician would not be an attack dog for anybody. A smart politician. But if you don't have shame, no wisdom, no integrity, for him, it's the car he drives, the life he lives, that's what it is. That's what his education is. It's not what he impacts. Not what he impacts. The worst crimes of humanity are done by people who are educated. But the advancement of society are done by people who are certificated. The worst of humanity is done by people who are certificated, because they lead the people who are ignorant to do this evil stuff. The educated class, the educated people are those that progress society. Those are the ones that look for solutions, be medical, be spiritual, be technical, be any form. To do what? To impact society, to progress society. Those are the people which are educated. Carrying all this title before your name, prefix before your name, doesn't mean anything if what you do is not impacting positively on society. Because we know that Ismaila knows that the government is corrupt. The government is evil and everything, because he said it. We have it on records. What's the difference today? That same people he attacking have given him opportunity to be part of that. And he will continue to do it. And if it has to take killing people, he will be supporting it and justifying it. Justifying it. The reason Ismaila is so desperate is because he wants to maintain the position he has. The reason Ismaila is so desperate, Ismaila have realized that the government is so unpopular. This is up to the opposition now. These are evidence. The opposition should know that this government is so unpopular. It's unpopular. For Ismaila turning around, calling SFL a liar, that's an insult. But he have insulted Barrow before. And now he's serving Barrow. And SFL become a president, I tell you, he will run to SFL to serve him. That's who he is. Doctor would have served Jammeh to do anything. This is what he's proven. But he have exposed his weakness and weakness of this government. They have nothing to argue with. They have failed to convince people about their so-called development plan, which is not existing. They cannot defend the corruption. Then what he have to resort to is character assassination. And it's as if there's fear against the people he's attacking. It's fear. Now, it's for us Gambians to prove that he is. Let's come to the point on Senegal. I just want to keep this brief, because I have to share it. I can't just keep it on. Let's come to the point of Senegal. That shows, as I said, Ceesay is not smart. Ceesay is not smart. Ceesay is not intelligent. Ismaila. Why did I say that? I said someone that Ismaila going to Senegalese TV platform to say all these lies, trying to convince Senegalese public. Because for the reason Ismaila Ceesay went to Senegal, we know the people that arrange. Because this gossip he's coming out with, insulting people, labeling them of all this. We know people making those gossips. We know people that arrange for his appearance in Senegal. Now, if a Senegalese journalist, Haidara, made a statement that someone informed him that Gambia have allocated over 20,000 passports and most of the to different nationals, but especially to Senegalese who are affiliated to the Macky Sall mafia. And most of these people that left Senegal went through Gambia, which the other criminal fugitive, Majaman Jain, have confirmed that he left through Gambia, through Coco Ozone for that matter. He stayed at Coco Ozone. People that knows the facilitators of all this. And the Senegalese know. Senegalese know more. Now, if a journalist made that statement, if you are going out there to Senegal to deal with that, what's the point of going to the same platform? Going to a platform to talk about this. Why not go and convince the Senegalese government? Because they know they are guilty. They are not going to convince the Senegalese government. But what productivity would it yield to go and address the Senegalese people and lying about, oh, Gambia, the president gave 2,000 tractors, knowing this is a lie. Oh, Gambia passport is #1, knowing it's a lie. This is what Ismaila have reduced himself to, of proven who he is. Can you convince the Senegalese population against these allegations? Are you not to convince Gambians that it's not true? Or go and convince the Senegalese administration it's not true? But not. In fact, the attack in Senegal, the attack he made against the Senegalese government, have confirmed that these allegations are very highly likely to be true, that these people, fugitives, running from the accountability in Senegal, have been facilitated by the Gambia administration and people affiliated to the Gambia government. How? This is where we give Peter credit for asking Ismaila, are you referring to the Senegalese government? And if Ismaila failed to say, no, I am not saying, referring to Senegalese government. I'm just saying, look at the sub-region. No, he did not. He did not refute that he's referring to the Senegalese government. Now, he said that people who are lying, and this is the talking points of who? Macky Sall and others. We know it's not a lie. What happened in Senegal was televised. What happened in Senegal, the process of accountability has been documented. Only the deranged person, an ignorant person, would say it did not happen in Senegal. Would not happen in Senegal. And if anybody supports Macky Sall, that person should go and support. It's a conflict for someone to support Macky Sall and turn around to say they are against Yaya Jammeh. Macky Sall in the last 2 years committed the equal crimes, incarcerated political opponents, tortured everything, to over 2,000 people, citizens, for committing no crime. Sponsored militias that you call as junglers, arm them and embed them with the security forces, firing and killing people in the streets of Senegal. Committed the biggest fraud, corruption in Senegalese history. And this audit report...
Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum Bokai. My name is Fox Dure. I am the brand ambassador of Top Connect. I use Top Connect to send money to my family from UK to the Gambia, and also I use Top Connect to send money to some of my relatives in Ghana and Senegal. Top Connect is fast, secure and reliable, and then you can get money to your families within few minutes. With Top Connect, you are safe. Top Connect is the solution to your financial guidance. With Top Connect, you can be connected worldwide. Top Connect Nyokoyor. So do Top Connect defend. But Top Connect Fasa. The charging fee is zero. We charge zero to remit money all over the world. With Top Connect, your finances are secured. Thank you very much.
Where audit reports at his time, there are no new audit reports. The IMF, colluding with the IMF and international organizations, with France. Macky Sall refused to develop the port that they are developing now, that Dubai Wall was meant to. He went to the last minute just to implement the contract. France did not want it to be implemented. Macky Sall failed to implement it, affecting the Senegalese economy, because that's what he believes in. These young people came in, and within 2 years, now the project is started, with better terms and conditions for that matter. The corruption that the Mittal family, that global, this thing, the Senegalese government found them wanting, charged them, he made a deal and take kickbacks. Even IMF have now came out and admit the crimes that committed in the misreporting and concealment of data and records of their debt. I tell you, this is very similar to everything Macky Sall, the corruption Adam Barrow is doing, the lifestyle, everything they're doing is just as Macky Sall. Adam Barrow is just a similar replica of Macky Sall's government. And I can tell you, if we give him a chance with people like Ceesay around him, what they will do? They will kill Gambians, because they started killing Gambians. Because the reason they killed the police officers, I said it, is because of the framed opposition. And where did they learn from that? To frame UDP for that matter. Where did they learn that from? Go and look at the records. Go and look at the timeline. The Senegalese government did a false flag by staging a bus with civilians in it and putting that bus to light, flames, and turned around to accuse the passive as terrorists committed it. After a few weeks, the Barrow government went and shot police officers and framed everything. We have seen the evidence. We had everything, which Barrow is really complicit. because of their star witness, Mama Jabi. Close relationship, and Mama was reporting directly to Barrow's family before to the police. Complicit. If we give Barrow a chance, they will continue because they will want to do everything to stay in power. And this is why they are jittery. This is why, Ismaila Ceesay is jittery. They will do anything to stay in power. Now it's for the opposition to realize this. It's for Gambians to realize this. Opposition to give the leadership, and I can tell you Gambians are ready to bring these people out. And failure for the opposition to do that, it will be a matter of time. And if you're not careful, the worst form of change, that's what's going to happen. The worst form of change that is going to happen if the opposition did not come together and lead Gambians to bring about change. We are seeing it other places. They cannot stop this change. They've divided us on and used the politics of tribalism and everything else. Now they're going for personal attacks. This is what they want us to do, but we should continue to hold them accountable. This is what is paining them. Now, for Ismaila Ceesay not to say, "Oh, I'm not referring to Senegal." What did Ismaila Ceesay say? For political science lecturer, say, "Oh, go and look at social media." Oh. And next minute they say social media is rubbish and this. Now he's referring, seeking his, providing his evidence, or go and look at what is happening in social media to say that the Senegalese government is unpopular. The 8, look at the 8 will show you whether they're popular or not. I am not here to respond for Senegal. They will respond for themselves. But a government that came in 2 years, increased the production of rice, because they have a program, increased the production of rice over 30%, have managed to stop the importation of carrots for months, even the time of the Magal, the Gamo and everything. The importation of potatoes, the importation of onions, the importation of bananas. They are reducing the cost of electricity and energy. They have reduced the cost of living, rice, oil, sugar and other condiments. And it's available. They have recruited over 2,000 lecturers to decongest their universities, and they are doing so much. We are not here to promote Senegal. But because of the talking points he is referring to, that the people have regretted, is a lie. Those talking points are coming from Macky Sall and Macky Sall's people. They are coming from the criminal districts, from Majaban Jai, we call him. A columnist. He is a columnist. He's not a journalist who was convicted for fraud 10 years ago. A columnist to become a multimillionaire in the economy of Senegal. You take a narrative who have lied about many other things, who have lied against Abdoulaye Wade and later joined Abdoulaye Wade, who have lied against Macky Sall and later joined Macky Sall. You think that person is a reference? It's a reference. But as I said, by attacking the Senegalese government on the talking points of Macky Sall's people, have actually confirmed to the Senegalese and people that this is what the Barrow government is doing. They are working with the enemy of state, Macky Sall, for trying to undermine the stability of Senegal, trying to undermine the stability of the Diomaye government. This is something he have put out there without even realizing this is what he did. Because Dr. Ceesay is immature, he's not smart, he's not educated, he's not intelligent. And he's dishonest. This is what leading him to make these statements. Now he have actually put the Gambia government position even more. And this is again an opportunity for the opposition to realize. Senegalese intelligence have picked it up. Their embassies have people that listening to everything that goes in these things. And already we have started seeing reaction from their activists. But the government of Senegal would know this. They would know this. Just point to what they do. Now, for the allegations about the passports, I'm not saying the 20,000s are true, but to say that Senegalese citizens are holding of Gambia passport, especially people from Maki, are highly likely because of even these statements have just pushed that too. Just furthermore, to explain this ignorance, just as said in politics, people without academic degree can have assumed government or serve in governance and even perform better because they were educated. They did not get the certifications. Andrews Camara must be the most celebrated Gambian finance minister. Go and look at history. Go and look at Gambian finance ministers that have balanced book when there was little resources in the country. A minister that have whole different portfolios, but held a portfolio, combined portfolios. They were holding combined portfolios at the time of independence. But before they become ministers, they were educated. They were not certificated. And so many ministers that have delivered. They have delivered because of their education, not their certifications. When people are remembered, they are remembered for what they have done. When people are remembered, they are remembered for what they have done, what they have contributed, what they have enabled, the progress they have done. They will be remembered for the criminality and the criminal they are. The certification matters. Certification matters. This is why nobody knocks that certification matters. But certification that doesn't match the person's professional conduct, that certification is nil. I'll give you an example. And I'll apologize to the families of the people I might mention here, because most of them are not politicians. They have never been politicians. But I just want to raise it to bring some young people's awareness. To understand, for the point I'm making, that these people were educated. They were not celebrated because they have, certificates labeled to them. One of the Gambian leaders, are highly respected. And I can tell you how I come to know about that. I sat with an elderly person. I sat with a very elderly, wisdom, knowledgeable person. And the discussion was, put it timing. Oh, I can't, I'm not ready to do this. And that person said this to me and gave me an example. He said to me, the person explained the background of the former Speaker of the House during Yasadauda's time, called Njai BP, Dude Njai BP. This elderly person grew up was a little bit older than Dunjai BP, may his soul rest in peace, and explained the humble background and the relationship Dunjai BP had with the mom, Dunjai's mom, and what he used to do as a student. How he used to labor to support the mom. I'm apologizing to the family. I'm not comparing. I think this is essential for us to teach this to our generations. He explained the conditions they lived in. How early morning, what chores Dunjai used to do. And going to work as a clerk at one of those companies run by the colonials in those days. Coming back home, what he used to do, how he used to conduct himself. That was very important to put that base. Because what that person was trying to tell me that Dunjai BP is not recognized because of the certificate he carries. It's the character. It's the character he carried. Starting from his upbringing. This person explained the integrity seen in Dunjai BP working as a clerk and going up the ladder. Going up the ladder. The character he has. Then this person start to explain for the colonials to hand over the management and running of the BP company. Zero scandal. Zero scandal. The empowerment he gives to Gambians under his management and how he challenged the authority of the colonials in order to make sure Gambians were treated with dignity and trust. The BP brand in the Gambia, no wonder he was known as Dunjai BP. He was not recognized because he had wealth. No, I'll come to that. But for his generosity in supporting people outside his family. His family and outside his family. His extended and outside the family. For Dunjai's BP contribution in holding Banjul together. Interfaith. Christians, Muslims. Interfaith. Into people from diverse backgrounds, different. People from Kiang, people from Jara, people from Nyomi, people from everywhere else. How he supported and hold these entities together. He have never worked for government. He went to the private sector as a young person. From high school, he developed himself through his management training and everything else. But nobody talks about his academic background. Because he was educated in all forms. Effective, most important is the wisdom, the integrity. His character of generosity. His moral uprightness. His humility. These were the characters Dunjai BP was recognized for. In the Gambia, throughout the Gambia, and in the international. Dunjai BP, when Gambia really needed someone to help to unify, after the 1981 coup, Dunjai was called up by Sadauda to serve as speaker. That was a job for him. He was never a politician, but he took up that job, and Jawara recognized how divided or how the tension was in the in that country at then, when there was a rebellion after the rebellion, where the opposition and the government, but even within the government, so many of Dunya, accepted to serve. And something else that Saudi have recognized, because of, again, Parliament was dealing with Senegal. Parliament was dealing with Senegal. There was something called the Senegambia Parliament. And the the Speaker of Gambia, who was Dunjai, would have been the Deputy Speaker of the Senegambia Confederation. And he knows how integral it is to have someone of his wisdom to serve, to able to work with his counterparts, the respect he carries with him, but mostly how to unite. There's no one day or minute that a house, the session was held and the speaker of Dunjai BP, his integrity was questioned or his biasness, or accused of any form of biasness. He carried that position better than anybody who have ever carried that position. And I can tell you, when the Supreme Islamic Council was first organized, all those landed in the people there, they recognized Dunjai BP to chair it, to run it. And he declined and said that give it to people more knowledgeable in Islam or the administration of Sharia and others to head that. He continued. That's what he represented. The title, the accolades, the decoration he have and everything was not based on psychophancy. I can tell you he's not even recognized as he should have been recognized because we don't recognize our people. But his legacy is solid. None of his relatives, children or family members or people that know him would ever be ashamed where his name would be called. This is what an educated person is. Not people with titles, academic titles, and those that we have proven on shown that they are prone to support genocide. They are prone to support massacres. They are prone to support anything in order to occupy a position and have a sort of life. This is what Ismaila define who he is. These are the educated people. I can go on and give you many. People that impacted my life. There was a gentleman called Amadou Samba. Mr. Amadou Samba, Pa Amadou Samba. Pa Amadou Samba is from Banjul, from Wolof and Christian background. But he was finally a Muslim. And he moved from Banjul to live in Bakau. But Pa Amadou Samba, we call him Mr. Samba, traveled the world. His compatriots become ministers, his compatriots become doctors, Blandy Peters, Dr. Palmers, and many others. Relatives, this thing became many things, academic things. But he traveled the world. He was working as a sea merchant. Almost every port in the world he have docked, he have lived at. He finally returned to the Gambia and retired. And he was working contracts at different sectors. But what really defined him is the character he have when he came to Bakau. There was that time he had a contract working as a cleansing department administrator. A cleansing department administrator. His compound, his yacht in Bakau. As a child, we all used to frequent it. He was a devoted father who was divorced and had only one child. And he was the first Gambian I've witnessed and known that took up the responsibility of his child and brought up that child. With all the struggles and everything, they lived together, did everything together as a single father. All the life until the son achieved what he achieved and had family, and he had grandchildren from that relationship. From that relationship. As a child, the impact he had in me is to study who he was. Because of his travel and everything, when people finish work, they used to drive to his house before they even go to their family, what they call campe. His compound. He's got a Kirinting, very nice Kirinting house. Very proud. And he have a garden in front. Simple. And Amadou Samba used to have friends to come around. Mostly people from Banjul. But mostly people from his compatriots in Boys High School and on other places he was. But guess what? The other people that were frequenting his house are his people that we were working with him or working under him, who were how to call it, who were working in the gutters as cleansing. We used to have what called cleansing service. People working in the gutters and stuff like that. And he have afternoon tea. And I became the tea boy. I used to prepare the tea. He used to import Lipton tea leaves. We have the kettle, we have everything, brewing tea and everything. And they would sit down and I would serve the tea and I would sit among them. And this is the midst of Dr. Palmer, even Dr. Samba of the WHO whenever he's in the country, Dr. Peters, Joanna Mbais, Mambara Tals, many others. Local imams, and these people who were working as laborers will be part of his group. They will all sit and chat and discuss matters, societal, intellectual, everything, and everybody is treated equal. All these people that achieve their doctorate and their education, and we know they achieved it because they have impacted society. They respected him, and he have never stepped at the gates of a university. But he was one of the most respected among them. But the respect he have shown to others have not even stepped their foot into schools. Shows you the person who is. The impact he has in me and so many young people. He was a communist. People that know him, he was a communist. He was part of the Politburo, Soviet Politburo. He travels every year to the Soviet USSR Politburo meetings in Poland or anywhere it's held annually. He represents them. Many Gambian students that studied in Russia, it was due to his influence that they studied in Russia. But he was known of a character of a truthful person. After 1981 coup, he stood and protected many innocent youths that just jumped up and went and celebrated the coup or took part in running skirmishing around, not even real. And most of those youths were incarcerated in depot, incarcerated in schools. He stood and fight for them to make sure he uses his influence among his friends, lawyers, doctors, and others to support them. Many students were supported from Bakau and environment. It's because of his influence, Dr. Samba. sorry, not Dr. Samba, Mr. Samba. His influence that these people, Dr. Samba, sponsored, the Dr. Samba of WHO, sponsored many students due to his relationship with them. Peters and others. They even took some children from Bakau. They brought them up. These are the people who are educated, who are impacted. They never had that certificate, but they have impacted society. They have impacted their community. That's what their legacy is. And it's very interesting. Every Friday, he have in his garden, he have fruit trees, oranges and so on. Whenever it's time for harvest, Mr. Samba will harvest, and he will stand outside his door, the compound, and every student passing, they will have one orange or something, a little as that. Every Friday, he will stand there and 25 butut for almost every student. And the numerous of people, because I used to come from school and stay there, do the afternoon tea until Timis. Before or just before Timis, they'll disperse. Or Timis, they'll go to the local mosque, what we call Itunal Mosque, before they disperse. Before they disperse. I have witnessed many times, because he was seen as an elite. That's why I said elite is a positive term. What I mean that the local people in Bakau seen him as someone even rich, wealthy. They thought that he is rich in money terms. They used to come for or help my child for a school. He will arrange that. The guy was receiving the Gambian salary. He will arrange that by getting his friends to adopt children, getting his child to pay for universities, send them to this or write for something. Some of it is like we all know. If in our society, especially in those days, when people expect that you have more than them, people come with their problems. But guess what? And I can tell you, he'll be comfortable for me to say this. He used to send me to my mom and say to me, tell my sister. He used to talk by shaking his head like, tell my sister to lend me $100. He used to do that. And that $100 is not because of he needs it, because he's so organized. He have all his provisions. He eats the best form of food and anything else. That $100 is because someone have come to seek for something, and that $100 is out of his budget. And I will take the $100, and next minute he will tell me, go and give it to that person. These are people who have impacted society, and people have never addressed them because of they have an academic background. No. They are leaders in our society, in their workplace, in their life, and everything else. They are leaders. This is what it means to be educated, not to represent. We all have seen what is happening in the country. Education, healthcare, poverty, everything else, and the looting that you are benefiting from, you, Ismaila Ceesay, compared to the suffering of Gambians. You are very comfortable with that, to the extent of you are doing everything. And if you would come out to insult people or fabricate, especially for women, calling them prostitutes. Yeah, a call girl is a prostitute. And addressing it bluntly, God knows, today, many of our sisters in the opposition would be looked at thinking, oh, this is the one Ismaila Ceesay is saying. This is the one Ismaila Ceesay is referring to. To come out to attack young politicians. Personally. Saying that because they didn't have a degree. We have seen people with degree, what they did. We want educated people. And what you mean by educated, what it comprises. I can go on and tell you many people that impacted my life. I can tell you right now, highly achieved Gambians, academically, doing their work all over in the international, in anywhere else, or in the Gambia itself, with integrity. And not only they doing their job, performing well and everything, people I am connected directly. And these people I'm not related to. These people I know because of the advocacy I do. Who today are paying school fees for hundreds of Gambians. Are jumping in emergencies to help in medical and other stuff. These people I talk to weekly, I know who they are. They are enjoying their wealth, doing all this, but they are doing so much that nobody would talk of because they are not putting, only people that benefits or people that they use as condor to make sure these things are delivered. Right now, a team, a group of people, few people that I am connected to are building an orphanage. I didn't come on social media to seek funding. I'm only relying on this thing to do it among ourselves. We didn't come on social media. They are Gambians. They are 100% Gambians. And most of them are highly decorated academically, but they are good people. These are the people we know. They are not taken from government. They are not supporting anything that is against our people. They are supporting everything that matters that can bring about change. And we never heard them talk of ill on any person. This is the Gambians we know. If you are educated, how do you impact your people? But if you are certificated and using that certificate to rob your people, to stand with evil, ready to do anything, I can tell you, if Barrow today turned around with his security forces he will defend it, just as they have went on to smear campaign against opposition opponents of the UDP because of they went and miscalculated and into adventure trying to do a false flag and to kill our police officers. They will do it. Ismaila will do it. Ismaila will do it. Let me give another example. Again, I am taking excuse for the families of the person I'm going to talk about now. Because this is not politics. I'm telling you, billahi, I'm not talking about for politics. I'm just trying to put this out there for people to realize what Ismaila Ceesay and the Barrow government are doing. Now they are institutionalizing tribalism or the perception of tribalism. They continued it from Jammeh. They continued from what it was, the bit it was in Jawal's time. They continued Jammeh, bringing it, and now they are even heavy power on it. Now, if most Gambians talk, what comes to Gambian mind first? Okay, what he's saying, what is it to his tribe? Okay, Ben, what he's saying to his this thing? Or Ibrahim, what he's saying to Mandinka? Ablai, what he's saying to Wolof or son? Now, they are going to institutionalize personal attacks. If ministers would do the personal attacks. Now, they are surrogates. Because of now, their surrogates are not making any contraction in their attacks on individuals. Because we know who they are and what they are. But now he is elevating it and doing it for himself and people around him. Let me tell you about another father of mine. He's called Alaji Papitisar. Alaji Papitisar. Who is a father? I can even say a grandfather. Okay. The reason I call most of this father who could be my grandfather. People I say koto or sister who could be my mom. Because I am from a from a very elderly parent. I'm from a very, very elderly parent. My father was really old before, he started having family. Then his, friends, compatriots, children are very old, before him having children. Now, Papi Tissar in Bakau was a parent who was a mechanic as a trade. Again, not mechanic in the form of that he went to this institution, got an engineering degree also. No, but was educated. Traditional training. Wherever, I don't know, wherever he got the I know it's a traditional training. That training, that trade and profession he took to the MRC. To the MRC, just similar to the IBP. To MRC. It's not that government or anything. At the MRC, he later had the mechanical engineering department. I don't think he have ever put his, I don't know, but I don't think he have ever, stepped into a classroom. But he have the expertise. I'm not saying that he didn't have training. I didn't say he didn't have training. I didn't say he didn't have continued training, because he was in an institution, very professional institution. He must have received a lot of training probably from UK or so, because he became the master for Land Rover. Because the English, the MRC was mainly using Land Rovers. He became the master. But I am not talking about his professional at work. Well, I'm just trying to say the training and the person he is. The education he have. What did he do with it? But Peter Sar, after work, he runs a mechanical shop, this thing at his house, Bakau. Guess what? The workshop was an apprenticeship program. You know, it's today, looking at it today, you understand it was an apprenticeship program where many young people who have dropped out from school because school failed them or whatever, or some have never attempted school, came to learn the trade from different diverse backgrounds around the country, or some even are from Senegal or other places. The compound was filled with vehicles, servicing and so on, and Papitita, apart from the mosque, because the mosque we have in Bakau now is a mosque now, it used to be a jaka, and was built by them, his compatriots, Papitita, Alaji Itundao and others. That's their mosque. That's where it was a small place they congregate to pray and this thing. With the role they play in society and everything else, Papitisa run an apprenticeship program in those days that hundreds of Gambians and non-Gambians have gone through to have the skills to be taken over from him and running successful workshops, and other life. Some people just came there to learn to drive and other stuff. Who was a leader in our community, respected, and make Bakau what it is. He have a very blessed family that intermarried within all of us. A very humble, elderly man. That's what we know. But finally, I know the gender activists will be saying, what about the women? But let me give you an example of a woman who some people believe that woman is my grandmother. Many people in Bakau thought that woman was my maternal grandmother. No, She's not. But she's more than a maternal grandmother. She's more than a maternal grandmother. I don't know my maternal grandmother. The love I have for that woman, the love that community have for that woman, I cannot have that love more than my, if I had a maternal grandmother. If I have known my maternal grandmother, sorry. Let me give you an example. The champion of that woman was, she was married. They call him Yafatu Jallo. Never had children, never had kids. The first remarkable thing was he adopted. He adopted a young man thrown out by the mother's husband and brought up that young man as with the husband. The husband was called Paaliu. My eldest sister is named after Yafatu Jallo. My youngest brother is named after Paaliu Jallo. They never had kids then. This was in the 50s. Brought up that young man now. And people don't even know that was an adopted child. That young man became high achiever, run institutions and everything. That young man had families. Those families became Yafatu Jallo's grandchildren. But I can tell you, the entirety of Bakau, many different tribes and backgrounds became Yafatu Jallo's grandchildren. And I'll tell you why. None of my mom's children have been born in a hospital. They were born in the hands of Yafatu Jallo. And most of my mom's generation in Bakau, Sanchaba, and around Bakau were born, they born all their children in the hands of Yafatu Jallo, not in a hospital. She became the community midwife. Community midwife. Wherever, at any time of day or night, or even today, we will recognize as giving care before they give birth. Any, how to call it? Pregnant women having any complications or anything. First point of call is where's Yafatu? He was nicknamed Ahaba. Yafatu. She used to sell at the market. She used to sell peanut butter. When she would be called at the market, she would abandon the peanut butter and the market and run to give services. In the middle of the night, they will wake her up. She would go and attend to whatever emergencies, unless she can deal with it. And I can tell you if and then that person would be transferred somewhere else. But Yafatu was the midwife of the community. And this was in the 50s until early 90s. She passed away mid-90s, early 90s when she was so old. People have to, really restrain her not to get involved. She never had children. But later, Pa Aliu, the husband, in fact, the community gave the husband a wife and to have children. That's how much they cherish those couples. But let me continue to Yafatu Jallo. It's not only taking care of women, giving birth. But wherever there's death, that a woman passed away, people will call Yafatu Jallo. Almost every death in that time, it was Yafatu Jallo that would take care of, do everything that needed for that woman to be prepared and taken to the grave. She was always active. And I tell you, she never had her own children.
Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum Bokai. My name is Fox Dure. I am the brand ambassador of Top Connect. I use Top Connect to send money to my family from UK to the Gambia, and also I use Top Connect to send money to some of my relatives in Ghana and Senegal. Top Connect is fast, secure and reliable, and then you can get money to your families within few minutes. With Top Connect, you are safe. Top Connect is the solution to your financial guidance. With Top Connect, you can be connected worldwide. Top Connect Nyokoyor. So do Top Connect with friend. But Top Connect faster. The charging fee is zero. We charge zero to remit money all over the world. With Top Connect, your finances are secured. Thank you very much.
But she never, needed anything because of the children and grandchildren were there for her. You would not know, because that's why people thought that she was our maternal, not me, our maternal grandmother, because of the relationship we built. And I remember again, she continued even when hospitals are, to do this thing. And not only that, she will help you to give birth, he would give aftercare. She used to give aftercare, bathing and everything. She was the one doing it. And there's no distance between a Mandinka, Walla, Fula, or Jola, or anything. She was our community. She have never stepped into a classroom. That's what educated people are. That's what educated people are. Let me finally just say, as I said, I am talking about education, which we cherished. But education will come in different forms. And no educated person would behave the way that Ismaila Ceesay does. Ismaila Ceesay is the class of people who look for certification, who are chances just to have a kind of living and disregard the existence of human beings or their society or their country. That's not what we champion. We will not champion someone because you are certificated. We champion people because of their education is beneficial to people. And there's no education that will look, because all educations are essential. Just as I give the example of Yafatu Jallo, I give the example of Papiti Sarr, I give the example of Dunjai BP, who became an industrial and these things. And other friends I would not name, that I know their education impact, and the others that I witnessed. Mr. Modu Samba, Pa Amadou Samba, and other doctors and engineers and other people we know, that you know. But especially our parents. If I have time, I will say, the impact my father had on me, the impact my mother had on me, the education, that's where I get my education first, the impact other family members or neighbors had on us. But along the line, the orders we achieve in institutions or other places. But what we cherish and what we try to always do is, how will we be remembered? How will we be remembered? What did we contribute? How did we contribute? We don't want to be remembered as people who were around the government or around a leader who have committed this corruption, this atrocity, this suffering. And I can tell you, if Gambian let them, they will kill us. They have started. Again, Ousseynou, the injustice, they know that Ousseynou Bojan did not commit a crime. They know that they committed this crime. But they will do everything. Now what they're pushing now is, not only now the tribal is not enough, now it's the personal attacks from a minister, because their surrogates are not even doing it anymore, or they realize it's not effective anymore. Now the minister, Ismaila, have to come and personally attack people, and I am disappointed that Peter let him just get away with it without holding him accountable. But there's one thing, again, Ismaila is doing. And that's a sad thing, because he thinks he is smart. Why he's not? For Ismaila to call grown-up men, boy, this boy, this boy, this boy. This is what enslavers, this is what they used to do. They dehumanize, try to reduce parents who were captivated and put into slavery. Calling even a young white boy would look up and look at this, the black man and say to him, you boy, you boy. This is what he's trying to do. He's trying to dehumanize, these people who are his rivals. But he's opening a can of worms. He is opening a can of worms. People like me, I'm not coming personally on him, but other people will come out. And he's reducing his administration to what they are. He's exposing that, and people will come after that. And finally, just to say, he lacks courage. Another person that really influenced us, Malcolm X. Malcolm was never celebrated because of he had a doctorate, he had a master's, or he had a bachelor's. But Malcolm impacted. And Malcolm was able to lecture because he was educated. He was not certificated. But his character and his deeds, his courage, yes, courage. The courage of Malcolm, going to the extent of leading behind Alhaji Muhammad, his leader, and realizing that the leader was wrong, realizing that everything he said, most of the things he said or the context of it was wrong. He denounced it, knowing that if he denounced that organization, they are the one that house him, they are the one giving him his allowances. And he will be, in fact, he's going to, face backlash, and that backlash kill him. And he knew that's potential. He did the right thing. He became a Sunni Muslim. Today, Malcolm served how long? Few years, as probably a year or over a year, as a Sunni Muslim. But to the point that the children of his leader decided to follow him, not to follow their father. That's how great he was. That's how truthful he was. That's how courageous he was. He was not celebrated because he was decorated. But he was not an imam. But today, there are thousands that have converted to his beliefs. His beliefs. That have left the Alhaji Muhammad. These things. African kind of these things to follow him, so to what he had believed. There are people that are born today, not during his time, that are reading about his life, that are shaping. They not to become Muslim, but to become better people. That's what he achieved. That's what he achieved. Still, people are referencing him for his career. It's not because of he had academic background, qualification. He went to prisons, he went all that. But still, he is changing lives. He's changing lives. Just finally to note, the reason of this discussion is all not towards Ismaila, because it's a lost cause. The guy have shown who he is. Not for the government, because they are a lost cause. They are who they are. We cannot change them. They cannot change anything. But they will continue to entrench themselves in order to resist change. Because change would mean that most of them will be in prison. Change would mean that most of them will lose the wealth that they have stolen from us. And this means everything for themselves. Just ask the Maki government. It's just the other side of the coin of Maki government. And if we let them, they will get to where, doing what Maki did to us, Senegalese. Bringing militias, just as Jamihat is, junglers. They will do that. Now, they are using many mechanisms. Now it's coming after politicians try to attack their private lives. But Ismaila, if he's smart, he will know that by saying these things, it confirms to a lot of people and the Senegalese government who they are, but to a lot of Gambians who they are. And we know the environment he keeps. We know it's small Gambia. We know the reason. He's and people who sit down with to say these things and exchange it. And some of those people will be coming online. Oh, New Day Saga, oh, Display New Delhi. Behind the scenes, they are the ones talking to Ismaila. This is the kind of environment Ismaila keep. That's why he's coming to allege that some of our, because I'm saying some, because he didn't name. Now many people will be thinking who it is, because this is what the mindset that he's up to. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good evening. I wanted to be brief. That's why I'm using my mobile. Thank you very much. Have a good.
Gambians all the time. Man, so man, I don't subscribe to party politics. Is because of this. Because everybody will praise you. So by it, and whatever comes with it, you're having a nakala.
Yep.
So I'm kind of like a bit busy. I'll check out. Then someone check out it, and I'll come in and then I'll give a detailed some side what I'm gonna say. But my NPP, UDP. I don't subscribe to political party.
You're not NPP.
I was never NPP, never.
No, UDP nga.
Bill.
Wow.
Boy, man you leen jëkk xam nga
Bye sis bi nga def. Bye sis.
waaw Mel waaye xam nga leen laa leen bëgg a laaj. Can you please tell me, Dr. Ceesay, lan la def that is so wrong to a point that ko war a condemn? Because
Dr. Ceesay lied to the Gambian people.
Okay. Sobea is a new political party. To every member of Sobea, they belong to a party before. Does that mean they betrayed that party, joining Sobea?
No.
No. I'm not talking in that aspect
exactly.
of a cross.
Okay. Dr. Ceesay, now, what is his crime that he does? Lum def lo xamne ñaaw na ñaaw bo xamne other than joining the government.
Okay, Dr. Ceesay, right now as we speak, Mungi joined government, but every other word that comes out of his mouth as the information minister is a lie.
Now, how can you verify that?
And manipulating the Gambian people.
Mel, because you cannot say it's a lie when you haven't got an alternative answer on the contract to Mom Lumova. You haven't got that.
But you see that. You can see that. You can see that.
What because Dr. Ceesay Lumwa, yo amulo ben evidence bunga muna isi to prove ne Lumwa they do diga limo am. You can't give me one.
Okay, hamga yo from nekani danga egg because danga mabuga honyon yo. Danga mabuga honyon yo. That this idea of land la def luken musta def. That's the more reason why we have to cancel these people.
I never said that. Never said that.
No, yo wo lo ko Ramses lai wa sisu.
Okay, because the money.
Mel.
What are we Dr. Ceesay other than being an opposition once and now joining government?
Dañoo waxtaan. Ma understand. Dr. Ceesay. Man li ma def. Dr. Ceesay li mu def kenn rek laa gis ne def na lu méngoog moom muy si Baba. Man du ma toog. I'm telling you the truth. Dëgg la wax. Man xam nga man ragaluma dara. Man ragaluma coow. Man dëgg laay wax.
Waaw.
Man du ma toog fii tey. Ak li nga xam ne maa ngi koo wax te nekkul li ma wax rek pour sosal Adama Barrow waaye li nga xam ne moom mooy dox ci biir réewi Gambia la. Dr. Ceesay dafa wëccu bu tëlim mu lekkaat ko
I doubt that. I doubt it very well.
Dr. Ceesay mu ne kan moo doon wax ne Adama Barrow mënut liggéeyu deful dara ci réew mi.
Dr. Ceesay, but that was from the outside. Now, bu mu duggee mu gis Barrow mu xam ne ndeke man lu ma doon wax amut. So lii moo am.
So what is the change? No, xaaral ma laaj la lii. What is the change? Diggante bi Dr. Ceesay duggee gis ni moom li mu doon di wax ci diggante boobu ni Adama Barrow defut lii moom bu mu duggee wan moo ko soppiloo maanaam ak change boobu noonu ba ñëw tey moom mu dugga.
Right, Dr. Ceesay is the best person to be able to explain that. How man mënuma laa wax his reasons, right?
Then kon bul ko fi waxal. Su fekkee ni mënuloo maa wax reason, no. So ma mënta wax reason bul ko defend.
No, I'm not defending him.
You are defending him.
What I'm telling you, mooy.
Because yow nga ni defut benn wrong.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. Nga ni ma ban wrong la def.
I pose a question. Okay, man lu ma laa wax mooy. Only Dr. Ceesay can explain his reasons to you why he decided to join the government. Now, you're from the outside. Who are you to say that mom, his reason is wrong? You can't do that.
Okay.
You can't do that.
No, Haral. Mungi mel ni tay man ni mo gomé the program and the agenda of APP Sobeya.
Yan amulen program ben agenda.
Ara ma wax la li. Program biñ am bokk na ci tay nga wax ma am doole miwut la. Programme la parce que man suma neexee man rek kay wax right now ni yow do
waaw dafa dul
programme la boy why tay Essa su join on the government and waxtaanut ak APP Sobeya the reason li tax mu join the government li tax mu change mindam no boy even suma ko explain la sa I don't see the reason bro. This is my problem.
But what I'm saying, even as I explain his reasons to you, you are within your right to say, I don't buy your reasons. I don't agree with it.
That's what I'm saying.
I would not condemn you.
But did Dr. Ceesay do that?
You are not a member of CA.
Who told you?
Eh, suma ustaz baa ngi nii boy xaaral ma noppi ustaz.
No, kan moo la wax loolu? Yow member of CA yaa ngi xaaral ma isi benn member CA kon.
Ustaz ziyaare naa la.
Xaaral rek ma isi benn member CA. Waaw yaa ustaz.
Da ngeen dem yéen a si jàmm.
Alhamdulillah adama isi leen benn member CA. Man moom am na.
Waaye xam nga.
No, bul worry.
No, man dama dee foog ne politically sometimes we are so blind and we're carried away by sudden emotion ba tax na because xam nga nit ku nekk now the democracy that we all express it, we should uphold to it. It's a freedom of association. If he chooses to be here, now that's his right. He hasn't done anything wrong. You know, defut dara loo xam ne
He can do that and uphold a true patriotic behavior by telling the Gambian people linga hamne momoy dega and not being so politically blind himself. Di neka fof nonu say bum toge fof non ay fen rek lam neka di wax.
Why Mel, let us be fair. Now when Dr. Ceesay speaks, his opinions is divided, right? Dafa am ñoo xamne dinañ ko gom, dafa am ñoo xamne duñ ko gom. Now who are you to say ne ñu ko gom ñooñu they wrong to believe it? I can say ne Dr. Lumo wax mu ngi wax diga. Yow mun nga wax ne Dr. Lumo wax waxu diga. Now man ma yo who is right? Who is wrong?
Well, that's the inconvenience of democracy. No, man faale yo so waxe ne mom degalam nekk di wax te man maa ngi jàpp ne moom fen lam nekk di wax man I will defend my point to the max yow tamit nga ñëw nga defend ko that's fine.
Yo, how are you able to defend it? Because man, I believe and I rely on the evidence that Dr. Ceesay brings.
What evidence do you have that Dr. Ceesay nekkul defend?
He is the Minister of Information, and I'm sure that
that's the only evidence you have.
No, I'm sure that he's privy to certain things. You are not privy to it, and you cannot substantiate your claim. You're just going to speak on opinion based.
Delulan nga dem tëddal nelaw dégg nga.
Xaaral ma wàllu tef la de maa ngi break suma break bi jeex na su fi tef ne ko mu ne wax naa ko léegi tey mu daw mu ne break am bi jeex na boy àndal politique rek ba 2026 ku mun sa morom duma rek foog naa moo gën.
No, bañuma politics de. Xam nga the problem man bima am ak Masi Dr. Ceesay gi ak Sabally.
Why man out of all the Gambians, why do you single those two out?
No, I am singling them out because ñoom ñoo nekk fi nekk ni in the face of the public. Ñoom ñoo nekk foofu noonu.
Is it because they joined Barrow?
People ñi nga xam ne dañ ñëw they know with an agenda of okay, they're educated. They know what's going on around the world. Ñoom ñëw nañ war a génne Gambia si lu nekk, and they fell back into the same way of doing politics in Gambia. Mooy naxaate bi.
Now, Mel, let me ask you a genuine question. Dr. Ceesay at Dr. Sabali, do you question?
Fan la Sabali nekkee doctor?
No, man, Dr. Ceesay at Sabali Lawa. Do you question their credibility or you question their decision that they made?
No, I question their credibility.
Yep.
Man even Sabali bim ñëwee si life bi moom laa ko waxee moom laa ko wax man Sabali mu ne bim waxee ne whatever I tell you take it to the bank ma ne ko man you're not credible. Sabali is not credible. Dr. Ceesay is not credible. So I question their credibility 1,000%.
Why do you say that they're not credible?
Because definitely what you do jeex ba pare gis nañ the way they behave.
Yeah.
Well, aduna bi ñëpp de wax waxet. Now,
recent problem.
Now, Mel,
okay, kon nañ normalize wax waxet bi rek ñu continue ñu dem. Man America laa dëkk. I don't have to come back to Gambia.
Xam nga wax waxet. Now, people, da nga wax something. Now, circumstance and the environment will make you change and go back to what you said. Now, that's no fault of yours. Now, just because Wangali is not permanent to be stick in your life forever. Your circumstance can change, your environment can change. Something happened, then you change your mind or you change no kobuge.
No, well, politicians in Gambia, send wahead is all driven by greed. It's driven by greed.
Mustawa Wahed. Mama ja laaj ko am nga yow.
Yes, yéen ñi nekk foofu noonu di wax yépp Esa is the one that is clean as snow.
Yep.
He is the only one that is clean as snow from the mountain of Caucasus.
None of them politicians, nobody is clean as snow.
No, but what she's saying is true though.
Why
Esa bi duggee ci climat.
Ala ñu sun gëssé du wax nak ngeen
Waa léegi ànd wax
boy man suma break bi jeena sax ma wacca bay leen boy bi yeen bi
No, Daniel, toggle. Guys, can you like your question?
Khalifa, Princess Balal, Madam Fat, Khalifa.
I'm a walk. I have to go.
Khalifa, you want to get a signature with him,
Boy, Phil.
Why not déglu ci suuf? Dal déglu ci suuf. Andu ba déglu.
Now wax nga déglu ko déglu ma ci suuf rek. Mane yow kii naka toog sëriñ bi maa la jiitu de baala ma dama bëgg.
Non waxuma affaire sëriñ de dafa am lu ma bëgg a wax tuuti rek man waxuma affaire sëriñ wala waaraat affaire yooyu man waxuma.
waaye sëriñ bi maa la jiitu loolu laa wax.
Non mu ne sëriñ bi moo la jiitu non daf laa ooyee sëriñ bi.
Okay, go ahead.
Andrew na nga respect ustaas yi nag kii moo la dee wax.
Ustaas yi xanaa bëgguñ xorom nag ñëpp bëgg a xorom di ustaas yi. Man, how much serious nag akali xew gis nga yàlla ma yàlla baalal booy may oturi nit ko xam ne dafa yàlla jël na ko gis nga panderi booy kooku su nekkoon ci ron sax na mun na li ne digala ci moom laa kool sax bu panderi starté gis nga docteur Ceesay bilaay dama ko doon before moom laa doon support du ma la fen dama ko laagoon ba mu génnee boy after panderi nekk di ko criticize te panderi boy yàlla jël na ko boy yàlla ko yàlla defin yóbbu aljana boy panderi di criticize kii ma kool kooku ne ko panderi di dafa war a bala suñu borom bi te panderi gisoon ne kii naka la mel boy bilaay xam nga ma min te brother bi boy naka la moo doxalee léegi yow toog ci plateforme man ma fa ne suñ demee plateforme ñoom Barrow yow président sa agenda la nga ñu amal sax ñu ko nag ñëw wane seen health care bi corruption bi di ko man solo laa foog ne Barrow loolu la ñëw sax Barrow du ñu waxal Ousseynou Dabo lii maa ko génne ci prison bi maa ko lii ñun ko dégg loolu
waaw mais du sens de
seriously
bilaa wala tala
la bëgg a dégg man dama disappoint ci Barrow seriously man maa ngi français Barrow dafa ne maa ngi am agenda maa ngi wat hangal ma min maa ngi am loo compagnie yoo xam ne maa leen hangal ma min maa ngi leen provider job health care bi naa ko toppatoo ndox problème bi naa ko solve hangal ma min man loolu laa foogoon sax ne Barrow dañu ñëw di wax way kenn xamul lan la Barrow doon nga foogu ñoom saabale di saaga yan nag lan nag Essa Faal def gars di ko saaga noonu hangal ma min ñëw di respect sax wàññi suñu agenda hangal ma min ñun dañ am problème ñun dañ am big problème government bi suñu bàyyi seen yu gars yi di génneen nii dafa garaaw dëkk nii la day yaakoo gën naa ko yàlla ñun naka la ñëw li fi ne as a président moo tax dama demoon ne Barrow ñaari advice am xanaa duñu advice Barrow lu baax
sabali ma advice am bi
kooku man di ma ne wax affaire nga saba di ma ne wax affaire am xam nga soo nekk ci society yow nga bifin nga wuccu ba pare nga dem di ko maraat waaw du ñoo saga Barrow wala neen kaay la ngeen wuccu mat bi nag waaw moo tax léegi gars yi di dew sa commando di saga nit yi waaw ñi ñoom esa voltio are you kidding me yow yaay voltio yow yaa nga dem wuccu mat ko yow kan sabali ak Ceesay man su ma doon ñoom billahi du ma waxati maay the last person on earth di wax kenn nit man su nekkoon man la man wala ñoo waxaat kenn sax na gars yi noppi seen gémmiñ yi daal toppatoo seen soxla lifin seen propaganda yi daal ndax gars yi seen MPP bi daal waaye gars yi bàyyi yeneen parti yi kuulut nit ki da ngaa war a respect sa boobu nit ki mun a respect doo nekk ci plateforme bi di saaga nit yi yow nit yi defuñ la dara xam nga ma may keneen wax daal man ni daal dama waaru safu nekk nii sëriñ bi léegi waxal léegi
non xam nga comme fii man ñëw xam nga politique la ñu nekk di waxtaan man ñëwoon fii di faral benn parti dëkk bi nekk ci dëkk bi dañ ko war a waxtaane gis nga ñun Gambien yi Gambie daf ñu war a ñor ba pare Gambie moo ñu war a gënal any other political party.
yow yaa ngi Gambie ni ba tey de.
man maa ngi Gambia te boo gisee may wax lii nii fii man damaa jógee Kombo dem fii ba suñu village yu Bureng. ay surtout dangaa dugg ci school principal bi mu naan la nga xool xale yi dañ dee am mass kii période ni ngee fi ca foofu noonu soo la laaj ñu ne amuñu mass teacher and English teacher dangaa gis koo xam ne ñaata school ñoo nekk ak Kombo ñoo xam ne amuñu English teacher amuñu mass teacher ba tax subject boobu xam nga lan lañ ci dee defal fee la lañ ci dee defal because amuñu teacher boobu billahi
exam su ñëwee dañ ko war a def you're right
how many people ñoo graduate from college ay noosin ba pare nekkul di jël ay nit gis nga ñi garaaw jéeg depuis last year before last year ñu ngi toog mënuñoo liggéey ñi nga xam ne dañoo deewoon kenn replacé wu na ñi nga xam ne dañoo tukki kenn replacé teacher amul ci dëkk bi te jànga bi mu ngi soof boo xam ne benn education baaxu fi ba pare man mënumaa understand yow yaa nga am country like Gambia amuloo sax teachers amuloo enough teachers ba pare yaa ngay jël ay 100 millions di ko spend ci benn rally boo xam ne loo faa wax yaa ngay tontu Essa Faal ak Ousseynou Daaba ak kana doo understand comme Gambia ñi leen jiita est-ce que ay nit lañ wala ay xar lañ
waxtaan bi door a
gudd dama yërmande ci askan bi xam nga boo gisee may wax li nii man xaw ma lan moo nekk di dem but man dama dee dem ci village yi maa ngi xool ci school yi dama dee def comme like dama dee xool lan moo nekk because Gambia nekkul Kombo kese te even Kombo fii sax am na school yoo xam ne dañ dee dem ba war a sit waas exemple fekkee am na benn subject boo xam ne defuñu ko lan moo tax parce que amuñu subject ko jàngale gis nga maa ngi waxtaan benn principal mu ne ma ñun amuñu English teacher te gis nga am mu play ma benn audio message from the ministry ministry mu ne bu leen appoyen parce que bu ngeen appoyen ñun yi doon pay ñun amuñu xaalis suñu budget bi already lekk na suñu appoyen mënu leen la fay yow mënuloo fay teachers yi laa jàngal sa xale yi ba pare yaa ngi spend ci ay xaalis ci dem ay Mankamakunda ay rally yi kenn xamul hundreds of millions xam nga lii moo laa woon ne comme Gambia is not a serious country man ne ko moo mooy ay politique man loolu yënguma ci bon li nekk di xapun laa nekk woon nit ñi ñu ubbi seen xel yi xam lan moo nekk ci dëkk bi gars yi dañu ko nekk di fooye docteur Ismaila Ceesay musul wax dëgg bu mu nekkee ci position boobu ba léegi musul faa wax dëgg lu mu wax foofu ay fen la lépp loo xam ne gis na su ko waxee personne bi def ci dee kontaan loolu la moo nekk di wax ñii Gambie ñoru leen ñii duñu ay leaders il faut ñu xam loolu noonu buñ fi nekkee di naxante nag waaw bi ko xoolal gis nga Barrow buy dem nii fépp fu ñu war dem meeting ñoom yëpp seen oto yi dafa taal 24 hours ñu ngi lekk fuel boo xam ne duñ ko dee fay sax pour wane ne ñu faalewuñ dëkk bii nii xaalis bi nga spend ci ay oto ci ay fuel ay kenn xamul ay rally nonsense te dëkk bi ñi war a jàng sax jànguñ man loolu moom ci gërëmati bi ko soo demee ci dëkk nga gis ne seen éducation il faut seen xale sax nekkoon ay jàng da nga xam ne dëkk bi parewuta pour dem Gambie rek ngay dem dëkk boo xam ne éducation fu laaluñu ko loolu Gambie fii la am amul benn dëkk booy dem ci àdduna bi ngay gis ne ñu ngi caakaane yii nii am suñu ñëwee fii nag di bugg a faral gis nga faral bi moo yàq suñu dëkk bi billaahi walaata la Gambie nag xam na ne Gambie dëkk bi nu mu nekk it's not the right direction baaxul waaye il faut ñu nekk fii di wax ay affaire yoo xam ne amaluñu benn njëriñ soo nañu xool kan moo war a mun a jiite dëkk bi ñu jox ko suñu carte yi gars yi dëkk bi ci lii baaxul ci ñun baaxul ci suñu xale yi man gis naa student yoo xam ne wallahi la azim ba léegi seen kii graduate with result yi am na sojër boo xam dañ leen bindal foofu feel nekku ne dañ ko defut de dañoo amutoon teacher ku leen ko jàngala léegi ñaata nit ñoo ci xel bi ak ci ñi war a jàng ci ñaata nit ñoo fi graduate te ba léegi appoñu leen demal nga saaj loolu noonu ba pare nga jël xaalis di ko spend ci ay rally 100 million above amul lenn loo fa wax dara lu make sense ay di tontu Ousseynou Dabo di tontu kii ak kii loolu mooy rally.
yaa oustaz.
am lii dafa garaaw.
Kabala mu ne d'accord ak yow li nga wax de.
waaw na ñàkk a d'accord man du ma politiser faral moo jëm benn ba damay wax li nga xam ne loolu moo nekk man maa ngi ci dëkk bi maa ngi gis lu nekk du xew. man nekkuma nit koo xam ne fu mbooloo bi ñëw rek ma ñëw topp man nekkuma nit boobu noonu man damaa xool lan moo nekk di xew ji because doomu dëkk la te dëkk bi def ma ñor. dëgg la ak man demal nga ñëw fii wala nga ñëw man li ma lay wax ni mun naa la ci indil évident ñii du nekkoon di appoint benn teacher soo leen waxee ñu ne because amuñu xaalis yow amuloo xaalis ba pare yaa ngi jël ay millions di ko spend ci ay caaxaan. ba pare
Adama Barrow mu ne mu ngi build 9 classroom every week.
waaye kii nañu bu ñu kii waaye nga naan ay nice classroom ñii sooy wax seen affaire sax sa xol day bon bi laa wala tal
man li ma jaaxal Kabala moom UDP la nekk ba pare mu ne he disagree man de ba pare nu jaaxal na ma Kabala ubbi sa mic.
naka la tuddaati naka la suma ustaas bi tuddaati.
Almudu.
non du Almudu xamee naa ko beneen tur.
kan ustaas. Seydina. baalal ma suba si dafa teel Seydina it's 11 o'clock fii nii baalal ma rek fàttewu ma la de fàttewu ma ndax am yow itamit minute bu nekk nga change sa tur bi Seydina. waaye xanaa gisuleen suñ budget bi how much money is taken out of our budget pour ñu dem service ay loans almost 14 or 13 billion. moom la ñoo génnee si suñ xaalis si budget bi to go service loans waaye ñu ngee jël xaalis di spend xaalis boobu noonu di dem si ay rallies unnecessary spending bi nga xam ne mu ngi nekk si government bi te suñ ko waxee maa si dadi el bi jow eeg fii nii di ma laaj ne ma do you have hard evidence do you have concrete evidence gis nga man bañuma Adama Barrow mu politics bañuma ñoom CA naka not CA ñoom Dr. Ceesay pour ñu politics waaye dëkk bi dafa toolu foo xam ne we do not have time to be playing around with things yi nga xam ne it does not benefit us one bit yow yaa ngi am university yaa ngi am college sa students yi nga xam ne ñu nge graduate from foofu noonu suñ fa génnee fan la ñoo dem liggéey yan internships lañ am yi nga xam ne moom la ñoo dem ñu dem foofu noonu ñu dem ne at least okay I can use this degree bi nga xam ne moom laa graduate ma dem ma am a meaningful job pour ma mun a dimbale suma family fan yaa ngi am ñaari gaal ñoo jógee Gambia bu yàggul ba gars yi dañ doon wax ne gaal boobu noonu dafa réer si géej bi mu dem pour dem Spain ñaari gaal fees ak youth yaa ngi ñàkk sa ndaw yi dëkk bi xale yëpp a ngee dem lan moo tax ñu nekk di dem because they have no hope in that country ñëpp a ngi hopeless maire pa yooyu noonu ñi fa des noonu maire suñ mënoon a égal pa yi suñ mënoon a égal ñu dem ñoom dañ xam ne mënuñ ko waaye ñu ngi ñàkk the most valuable no seriously the most valuable asset of that country ñu ngi nekk di leen ñàkk mooy ndaw yi dëkk bi ñu ngi leen a ñàkk ñu ngee dem ñan lañ expect pour ñu dem béyi ñan lañ expect pour ñu dem liggéeyi si banque si ñan lañ expect pour ñu dem def yeneen ak yeneen your education zero skills zero lan la Gambia am te moo tax boys yi maa leen di wax yéen mi jël gaal bi ne yéen a ngee dem if you come into the first world I don't call America a first world I think America is a third world why that's up for discussion next time you know why soo leen ñëwee si dëkk yi nii nga xam ne dëkki tubaab yi la ne leen ngeen ñëw fii amu leen benn skill zero use amalu leen ko dëkk bii nii suñ la jàppee dara dañ laa yóbbu delloowaat la sa dëkk because you're not contributing to this country's economy you're not contributing to dara si biir dëkk bi fii nii Why lolo no so gise boys they fall into that trap is because of our government. We have a very unserious government. And Daddy L, I am ashamed that you're supporting this government. Now we can agree to disagree. Why I am so disappointed na Yanga support this government. Tell them new buy ya habinga hamne mom la nyeke.
Every time Saibo Nyowe, any president would talk, you want to build roads. Dama defar roads fini, dama defar lopitan fini. How many buildings nyo neka Gambia yo hamne ñu ngi talk fofu nonu they are collecting dust. Buildings yo you know they are collecting dust. Munu ñoo njëriñ ken dara. You have hospitals that are in Gambia that is in need of human resources. You have hospitals that are in need of luneka si Gambia before funonu. Why ngay them they build a new hospital for what? Why don't you upgrade the hospital that you have? Invest into education, send doctors, send nurses, send ancillary staff, invest in education and teach these people so that if domi dekay doing des suñ démé ci l'hôpital bi pour faju. Why on earth la jigen bo xamné yaangé wosin o te jigen bo xamné yaangi biir nga dem di bokal lal ak keneen ak benen nit pour lan in Gambia? Lan motax ngay gis doomi Gambia nga nek ci l'hôpital nga lal basang teda. You are sick. Your immune system is compromised. Why nga dem lal basang teda suuf su seda bobu nonu si concrete bobu nonu nga teda bala nga joge ci l'hôpital mi nga jëlé fa pneumonia. Bala nga joge ci l'hôpital mi nga jëlé fa infection bo xamne ken xamut. Why are you sharing a bed with somebody else when you are pregnant? You're pregnant, you're already compromised. Yangi ame dom ngi nek ci sa biir fofu nonu. Why do you have to share so many things? Sa jabar mu wasin ci biir l'hôpital bi ñu ne la demal nga dem jaala nga dem across the street nga dem indi ndox bu tanga. And then you sit here and you want to tell me that Gambia is working? Gambia is working for who? The oligarchs, the 1%. 99% of Gambia ñu ngi nekk di sona. The only people that are enjoying Gambia is only a few. And these are people that you call the elites. Mooy ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo nekk si maybe the government. Not maybe, actually the government. Ñi nekk si government bi te nekkuñ di enjoy maybe a few. So man su ma nekkee di wax, I'm not speaking from a place ne okay ne I do not see ne Barrow neku def dara lu baax waaye dama foog ne priorities more need pour change. We need to change our focus. We need to focus on things yi nga xam ne dina mun a retain li nga xam ne moom lañ soxla si dëkk bi foofu noonu. Soo ñëwee si West bi fii nii ñëpp a ngee tighten up on immigration. West bi ñëpp a ngee tighten up on immigration waaye sa doomi dëkk yi still ñu ngee génn ñu ngee dem. And you want to tell me that the country is working? It's not working for us. It's not. Ñun mi nekk fii nii sa ku daan yónnee sa kilifa yi ote yónnee sa nit ñi $1,000 na mutta yuhu babe. Ku daan yónnee sa nit ñi $1,000 su nekk ni yaa ngi yónnee $2,000. Lan moo tax because everything is expensive in that country. We do not produce anything. Give me a minute. I'm trying to hold on, babe. Give me a minute. I'm trying to dama try pour ñu ñibbi waat Gambia. So may ma rek 1 second le ma wax lu mën a xay. Thank you. Huh? So legi ñu nekk si dëkk bi foofu noonu mënuñoo def dara si dëkk boobu noonu pour lan. We want our country back. Okay, kii mu ne naa bàyyi wax bi. Well, okay, bye.
No, that's true. Mungla digalal kan li nga wax ni. Yeah, you know, we want our country back and we're going to have our country back. You know, Chucha, wala askan we. Kabala. Chucha nyana. Ay ba man chu. Eh, Mari. Nga fay man.
Waaw ndaw si lu mo wax noonu rek mooy dëgg because mbir mi tamit dañ ko dee yombal trop dama am nag shock because some people dañ dee ñëw di defend some other people with or I don't know whether they know them or connection with them or not. The truth and the fact said these people are just bunch of fools. I'm sorry to say that because sometimes you have to be you get mad. Because we have responsibility to play. But the thing is, nit kuy taxaw ñoo xam ne ñoo doon waxuma la léego-léegi bu ko wax wuccu sax because dañ pour boobu rek di ko lekkaat xam nga lu ma wax ni because nit ki soo amee sa dignity boy dara war a tax nga jaay sa dignity because of what position ñun dëkk bee ñu ñor dañ bëgg a taxawal dëkk bi xam nga lu ma wax ni nit ñi am ndaw ñi am liggéey jigéen ñi am health service boo xam ne ku ci biir comme ni ko suma sister waaye boy hey we have to wake up man buñ di ñëw fii rek di am lu ñu neex rek o di wax lu ñu neex we are not like that because yaa ngi Europe or yaa ngi America yaa ngi am everything that is okay You know, but in Gambia, that's the big problem. They are suffering every day. Barrow defu dara bro nañ waxante dëgg he don't do nothing. Xana nguur moom dafa da nga nekk di tabax tali ak tabax buildings. No. Dañu bëgg nga isi loo xam ne dang ko isi teg ko doomi dëkk bi am liggéey am opportunities. Xam nga la wax ni waaye yow with all your 10 years yaa ngi process projet xaalis di dem di meet nit ñi naan leen okay kii maa tax mu nekk his excellence. What the hell is that? And yaa ngi taal suñu xaalis every day di dem meet people. Bro nañ be ko man léegi buñ di ñëw fii booy di wax ay waxi ku daanu si seret ak ku daanu si garab. Xam nga la wax ni nañ waxante dëgg boy they are a bunch of fools. I'm sorry to say that. Xam nga waaye tamit xam nga ñun tamit suñ ñëwee fii buñ di jël nit xam nga because of dañ ko support or suñ family let's not talk about that. We all have family who are working in Barrow's government, but we don't care about that. We care about the population there, the people living in Gambia, our sisters, our brothers, suñ magee suñ rakay suñ papa yeeg suñ maam yi. But da nga gis boy yena febar sa dang ko am kër nga nekka do de dem rek l'hôpital tëlal la ñaari fan solo la drips. Xam nga génné la nga dem kër yaa ngi feel pain every day yaa ngi feel pain dañoo toog rek tàggee la. Bro nañ wante dëgga te bàyyi ay di toog fii naan Dr. Ceesay am na point amul benn point he's a fool. Yes nañ ñëw.
Sucha, bala ma wax leen ma wax rek. Ngeen da managing director
haram.
Gis ngeen GPA Ports Authority, the managing director has been charged of economic crimes. Léegi biñ ko chargé so mu dem Dakar mu ne dafa dem faju ji Dakar for lii nii dafa feebar daal mu dem faju ji Dakar since buñ ko chargé gis ngeen news boobu noonu.
Yeah, I saw it today, you know.
Okay.
Just now.
Okay. Waaw kooku noonu la ñoo ñëwal waaye duñ jàpp sàcckat bu mag bi rek mooy Barrow. Kabaga soo ma oyete Aïssatou Ndiaye Seydi naa defante ak yow.
Bro, maa ngi nuyu man jërëjëf waaye léegi laa dugg si waaye ba bëgg a wàcce am lu su ma nekk man. Waaye man gis nga ay media bi nii sax ay TikTok nii boy lifin sax man mo see dugga yàlla xam na. Waaye dafa jot ñu wax ci ban bro lii sax dafa pain trop man. You know? Politique bi dafa métti de. Maa ngi jégal léegi laa gis na waaye dafa ma just so point tuuti rek. Xam nga lii dafa métti trop bro lii lañu wax c'est about this boy we need changes man. Dañ ko leen fu mu nekk dafa jot man bro. Xam nga lu happen Gambia fu mu nekk musuta am depuis boy bu ñoo xam Gambia ba léegi man. Xam nga you know yu bari man fana boo laal boo gën a woos bro. Xam nga it's high time man bro at least man. Xam nga yéen a ngi pisse parce que baaxay boy am boy na boy ñi amuñ dund bu baax boy su lopitaan dara baaxu ci ban comme ko borom waxee léegi nii boy. Xam nga dund baa ngi métti man ñëpp a ngi complain boy. Xam nga last time xam ban TV moo demoon daan bu at least full laajte public opinion bi bro bi ka fu nekk dem boy amul single guy bu ci wax ne bu accept na boy guru ñu continuer boy. Xam nga loolu la ma at least mo plan sa tuuti sa boy at na benn ñaan sa boy at least ñu so di gopen sax ñu ne waaw waaye ñëpp ñu ngi laaj boy kenn dara boy de kenn baaxoo ci. Xam nga loolu ban façon bro. Xam nga you know it's high time ma we say our best man at least boy ñu seet kenn man boy bu jëm ñoo jàppale man di képp dafa métti trop fu nekk di bro. Xam nga I know majority of these people here man all ñu ngi at least diaspora bi man America Europe bég yooyu xam nga at least people back home man pour access suñ maire yi man xam nga anyway man sama kàddu bu gën a sori maa xam ne boobu man sax miinu ma si wax say mbir waaye tamit dafa jot fu nekk man dafa métti trop man xam nga it's not easy man boy with our brothers and family back home you know xam nga anyway man daal dama doon lifin rek ne xam ma sa change sama kàddu boy you know at least ñu mun a digest man seet daal at least you know ñu indi point su baax man you know boy seet daal you know boy the main thing mooy daal nañ seet at least we need to change man xam nga dañ niñ change fu nekk nii the 2026 at least nañ ñëpp seet daal ñoo indi together parties yi together ñu seet nañ def daal at least boy ñu am a new government ma foog naa moo gën pour jëm mana maa ngi ni ñoom jërëjëf waaye man
jërëjëf yow tam non dafa sad nag Gambia mooy di onde country man fana Gambia mooy country boo xam ne foofu la government bi dee baako ay ñu ngi liggéey tali yoo xam ne ñu ngi liggéey tali
mooy tey loolu dafa taxaw dara
no problème de ça problème bi sa tali sa mo ngeen ko liggéey de waaye yéen lu tax ñu teg leen fa
nga xam ne saa bu nekk nit de accident am foofu noonu ñu ngi liggéey tali yi nga liggéey yow there is no proper drainage system ndox yëpp a ngi taa yow ndox yëpp a ngi taa mu bu romb mu lifit yow man fa sa ngi liggéey tali
waaw man
bro
parti bi génn ni nag
nga ne lan ban parti moo génn
Republican People's Party
gis nga kooku suma xol bi la buga dox ma buga joxat
mu ne mbela tango mbela yiri wa
mu ne Republican dafa buga ñëw nekk Donald Trump in Gambia mu ne Republican waa badi bula
waaye na re nag moo pati mu ngay ñëw de moo pati mu ngay ñëw nag bu re de pati yu bari ñu ngay ñëw yaa ngi diga ne man moo pati ñu ngay ñëw
Bila wala tala Gambia is nice. No,
Gambia with the other country president Mumfa.
Alaikum assalam.
Gambia dafa daw yaram. Mo mbal konton nalla kachadi yata bake. Kombatu ngadunna ngal konton mbare muso ko diamuta mbare ke ofana diamuta alakan. Allah kachadi yata nye bake wale at nan kombatu ngadunna janjim pejo kono kadum pejol kono. But I want to emphasize one thing here, what my sister said, and what after my sister, there was another brother who came in and said the same thing. Gambia, when are we going to have a company that belongs to the government or a company where Gambians are working, a president or any other president has constructed? Amun bena factory, a factory. We don't have it. Where the government could say, hey, here, this is our own factory, and Gambian people or Gambian youths are working there, earning monthly salary, what goes above maybe say $10,000. There is no company in Gambia where one can say, this is a Gambian company belonging to the Gambian authority or the Gambian Republic. We don't even have nothing. Chinese the airport is privatized, the ports is privatized. What can we do, we the Gambians, what can we do actually? And we have a lot of educated people outside the country, inside the country. We have a university now. Students are learning from the university, are going forward. Where are they working? Where can these people be working for the government? I mean, for our own land. This is the most important thing, what my sister said, we should talk about. And not about the politics, no. I don't say we don't have to talk about the politics. What we have to talk about the benefits of those people who are coming in. Every political party is coming for himself. We have seen it 3 times now. This is the 3rd time. Barrow is the 3rd person who was coming for himself. You know, and what I want here is, let's talk about a possibility to build a factory in Gambia. And let that be something what we can talk here about, and somebody in the Gambia can make it work. It is not only talking here, this is not good, that president is not good, this other president is not good, but what can we do to stop our brothers? The whole youth are going away. Like my sister said, they are moving out of the country. Who are you going to rule later? If you are only there for your own pocket, that pains me so much. Every president who is coming is going for his own project force. No, you have to ligay the realm first before you build any how do you call it? Ñu fulabungol janni be wo lola fang be bankole la fulabungol lola folo moro kachal kadiya janne te kanna moy kachal lalde baral la nyin kacha dia bata nyele because na nyin sister adunta na nyi hospital jelle be Gambia al kanal ka hospital do lawo kam pare bor man soto Jamen jelle juma jelle be Gambia wo jumal te banna alkal kana jumale londi Cyril, okay, it is good. Infrastructure is very, very important, of course. But man, come, where are the youths? Where are the youths working? Mol ka jelle fango soto karo, near karo jube, karo fata. Some are earning $3,000, and you are living in a house that you have to pay maybe $4,000 or $5,000. You have a family on top. You have children who are going to school. How can you manage that? Ndama long mol kam nyimfong can manage no nyamin in Gambia. Maybe through our help, because we are outside and we are pumping in money for them. Because if not, those people are dying there. They cannot survive. A bag of rice is going now nearly to $3,000. When we can farm ourselves, track it all big. I'm arranged track it all the sanna. Ikane janjan dulato. Let the country, let the government itself build or take a very huge land and make tomatoes or tomato and honey fenko coming wafi. Everything we are buying is coming out from everywhere. Abeka bonambanko dol leto. Fomune bekering. Bare mo go nat banko la mu tonya na bante ni lafta hani sama bidda wallahi talay ni ko benjola hani dalasi wili tangola. I will go back and work for my country. I want to do it. I will do it, and I want to show the people that even from that $10,000, if they give me a place to live, because the government has to give me a place to live. If not, I cannot live from this $10,000. Ndi wol bije na everything bije nyanta mbama bije nyanta abalundila and whatsoever. I mean, diamo siata, but nga concentrate work ambang nga jube momin binala ay si ay banko la ay balafa molie nga wo Mario jube bang kana political situation called jube nyube kana ifangol la jibol la wrong. They are not going for the country. We have seen it 3 times now, so it's an eye opening. Be model solay diamu barena nyine muna kachari ngoti lafta min fayla jang ko mbare muso nga support bakele and mbare ko min ngetar nanjang. I'm just entering and let me just allow some other people to come through. Ala baraka bake.
Ala baraka. Yo nagatrata silo kan bahna neku silo dafa podde yoni kan school. Why problem mi moy ñu ñolay fa tek pour ñu liggéey ñu yoon bi gaay waruñ ko bako sax.
Bala maring di ñew man dafa am luma bëggona analyze ci li Almodou wax because dafa wax lo xamni lu garaaw la te lu make sense la moy there are a lot of schools yo xamni ñu ngi la wona ne la Gambia government bi leen rek la nekk di def moy dafa nekk di build structures rek but all these structures are not being equipped. Tay naka nga amé school ci provinces yi nga ni yow every week yaa ngi build 9 schools and yow mënuloo leen provide an English teacher or a maths teacher, science teachers, so daf laa leer ni kon yow xale yi liñ seen parents yi di fay school for 12 years ñu dem sit common entrance or WAEC exam ñu fail WAEC, fail maths or English or science, not because they are stupid or they can't pass it, but because they did not have no teacher to teach them that. Do you think WAEC will be like, oh, okay, school be Gambia high, I'm one teacher, so legi, nakala to dati, so legi, exam be then ko forfeit, dun jox ni English lesson or English exams. No, and Lee is a big problem. Lee mo tay education in Gambia tay, only 18% or 20% of the students in Gambia know they pass. So amut kula jangal ñu tegal la lo xamne jangulo ko noko ansay. So these are the problems yo xamne tay dañ ko wara bay xel. L'hôpital itam comme ni ko mel di waxe te li yag nañ ko wax yow Gambie ñaata nit ñoo de dehydrate tok rek daanu ci air bi duñ def fokk nit ñi fokk ni dañ dé or whatever ñu dem sulu len te deewuñ. Tay dialysis place ñaata dialysis places mo nekk ci réew mi. Garab yu doy mu ngi ci biir réew mi ngay nekk di bilal nit ñi yoon yoo xam ne tey yoon yi is not making no money ambulance soo ko soxlaa yoon boobu noonu ñu ne la gas amut ñu ne la traffic or stuff like that so yoon yi ñoo wax ban njëriñ la yoon yi am ci biir réewi Gambia building si ñoo nekk di bil ci réew mi ban njëriñ la amal réewi Gambia ñun dañ bëgg a taxawal building bu nice mel ni kuy tabax sa kër ñun nekkuñ di tabax kër dañ nekk di tabax dëkk soo bilee hospital make sure ni nga am enough doctors enough nurses yoo xam ne tey ak enough equipment yoo xam ne tey mun na njëriñ askan wi soo dem ba nga xam ne am nga project yi school make sure ni nga am ci biir project boobu nga raaxaale fa mathematics teacher science teacher English teacher and all these teachers yi nga xam ne tey subjects si Gambien si need waaye yow nga ni Gambien bi student bi dafa jàng 8 to 9 subjects waaye man li Gambia rek laa ko gisee nag to be frank honest
waaye teachers yi tam fii
no
soo leen fay lu ko jar
Andrew
déglu ma la soo leen fay lu ko jar ba pare ngay di teach di teach 12 or ñaata hours of course tam
that's what I'm saying lii moo tax mani la project bi nga am pour tabax xam nga yow am nga project yi tabax xam nga tabax boobu noonu di nga fay maçon beeg everybody pour ñu tabaxal la xam nga doo am project bi nga am xaalis bi rek boom mu nekk magic in front of you xam nga il faut nga fay ñi nga xam ne mun nañ liggéey boobu so yow naka ngaa bilee school xalaatuloo ni school bi dafa war a am i toogu dafa war a am blackboard dafa war a am table dafa war a am li nga xam ne tey moom mooy office dafa war a am principal dafa war a am enough teachers yoo xam ne dina jàngal xale yi Gambia li ñoo jàng rek is boy Gambia bi dafa clever de bi laa wala kala 8 subjects every day 4 to 5 subjects a day boy
jàngatul laka boy moo delloo Afrique gannaaw fu ñu jàngal suñu bopp xam suñu bopp xam fa la jógee
non waaye may ma tuuti
système yi moo delloo Afrique gannaaw fu ñu jàngal suñu bopp
waaw 1 second
tubaab bi dañ sax
well I know why 1 second rek Abdou 1 second please di nga ñëw
da war a bu suñu bopp léegi jàngal suñu bopp comme ko jàngal suñu bopp
bro yéen nag li mooy seen problème boy suñu nee la 1 second da ngaa déglu rek ñu waxtaan su fekkee nii nga def nag exactly man bro you cannot be sitting right here déglu loo nit ñi waxtaanuñ jàngal suñ boppa naka ngaa jàngalee sa boppa nit ki daf laa jàngal ñu dem mun a jàngalante waaye ñun ñi nekk di jàngal suñ boppa ban njëriñ la ñu jàng boobu amal for 65 years plus for 100 and something years Africa mu ngi fa ban jàngal seen boppa la Africa def te suñ ñëwee bitim réew liñ jàng ñoo bil bitim réew soo nañ déglu wante rek ñu waxtaan Marine ñëwal
Phil jërëjëf ma ne maa ngi leen doon déglu boobu ba léegi yaa nga man danga Gambia Soko was my you cannot just finish it but
Abdou soo ñëwee da ngaa yaru rek nga déglu you know ñu waxtaan
man li ma ñaan
yow sa yaru lo nga yaru ko wàccee loolu ko dégg nga ko wàccee
non waaye su déglu dañ ko wàccee di man suma fi government
fi xam nga la affaire yi wàccee
fi loi moo fee daw nag kabala
no de uyuma
non fi du caapa yaasin de fi loi bu saf moo fee daw
so yow ba pare soo nekkee si life jàmbur de dominate life jàmbur
no
it's not fair
boy gën a ci li nga nekk waa ñu waxtaan
non déedéet xam nga la déedéet su ñoo waxtaan fii ñun ñëpp
waaw léegi ok léegi fine léegi nañ def noonu léegi mari ñëwal yes
xaaral man moom wàcce léegi déedéet man maa wàcce léegi nga éegal ko moom tey am na
non mu ngi fi déedéet mu ngi fi non Abdou mu ngi fi Abdou mu ngi fi xam nga Kabala nag yow non Kabala yow dëgg distraction nga bay
fu ñu jàng suñu bopp bro
waa léegi Abdou baalal ma rek maa la ñaan man maa la mewut Abdou baalal ma rek nga may kii mu daaneel benn 2 minutes after nga ñëw wax li nga bëgg a wax please ñu def noonu ma rek ñëwal
ne leen continue with the civic education bi ñoo def nii this will help the people on the ground because lii helpoon nañ suñ nga dañ amoon ne night shift morning shift yoo xam nga fi ma doon waxee so this civic education bi dafa baax trop so this will create awareness to the entire Gambia yes so lii mu ñoo génnee ci ndóol mi nekka gis nga ay juma yu bari dëgg la juma is religion is religion ku nekka religion there are 10,000 religion gom yàlla la so gom yàlla is different with development yes xam nga so am na noo waxee rek ni nga day joojee is quite ak nu things demee is quite different gom yàlla development is development guys Ibrahima Tarawale bañ ko indilee ay ñu ne dañ ko sampal ay juma mu ne leen ne man soxlaw ma juma mu ne leen ne man soxlawuma juma fii juma yi fi nekk ci dëkk bi doy na am na leneen lu ma tal bu dul ay juma te and that was the fact waaye Gambia dañu bugg a gëmloo leena waaw jullit nen sampal leen ñu juma yi indi neen xaalis nangam that is not development ñi ngi toog suñu xeli nit yi ñi ngi toog ci xeli nit yi Gambien bi maa ngi leen naa ñaan let us focus and do something lu nga xam ne sumay is our future suñu ëllëg suñu door bi ëllëg moo gën toog ci plateforme yi suba be ngoon jot Barrow Yaya Jammeh nangam man dama dee toog ba ci kanam di toog na ma ne ndax ñi nekk ci plateforme xanaa ñi xaalis la ñoo ut TikTok ndax lan ndax ñi dañ ubbi plateforme pour ut xaalis ci TikTok bi pour ñuy gën a am ay kaa rek bàyyi leen kaa Gambia bàyyi leen kaa ñu ñëw liggéey suñu dëkk bi why let us think of our future waaye suñ mariñ baa ngi ni yaaw suñ géej baa ngi dem na yoonam port bi dem na yoonam airport bi mu ngi loolu dëkk baa ngi ni jaay neen suufi dëkk bi yëpp marine territory bi yëpp sumay jaay neen ko what so ñun luñ desee where are we heading to suñ jógee ñu naan develop you have to develop the youth Melvin war millionnaire war na ko fi ñaari gaal som yaagu nii gaal yaa ngi ni cross dem ñu ngi naa ut ci géej bi ba léegi gisuñu leen what are our problems loolu la ko cause ñaata youth ca génn dem te loolu that will not stop the youth to go youth si yaa ngi dem ba léegi ñaata bi Barrow tegee léegi nii ñaata gaal la dem last time bi jógee Barra dem sumay naka la mujjee naka fii la ñu teer in Mauritania am na ñu si deewoon man li ma ñaan all platform Gambian platforms képp ku ubbi sa plateforme jéem a la sensitize the Gambian ñu tegee waxi Yaya Jammeh Barrow fale nangam ñu focus jéem a liggéey suñu dëkk bi man daal loolu laa after daal xarama infini keneen te ko